We are constantly hearing about new ridiculous situations happening in the world of gaming, whether it's people complaining about content that might be a little bit too offensive to them, or people saying that something terrible happened to them in a video game. But another situation like this is happening where police are investigating a case of a girl complaining that something awful happened to her in the metaverse. I have a few different things that I want to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or via YouTube memberships. Now, over the past few years, we have heard of several situations where people have claimed that awful and terrible things have happened to them in video games, a virtual reality that does not affect you in the real world in any way, shape, or form. And instead of just muting people or blocking people, there are legitimate news outlets coming out and covering these situations. Now, it all started back in 2015 when Sam Maggs came out and she was, saying that she was graped in Grand Theft Auto, a game where you kill people and you do violent things against people and you rob and you do all of these bad things that you will not do in the real world, or you most likely will not do. But a actual news outlet reported on this case, and she basically played the victim. And of course, now Sam Maggs is very big in the gaming industry. She wasn't necessarily the very start of Gamergate, but she definitely is one of the women who is synonymous with Gamergate, and she now has worked on, Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor. She was doing the Knights of the Old Republic remake until she quit. It sounds like she was fired from that. She now works at Wizards of the Coast, extremely woke company. But a new situation is being reported that police are investigating the first case of a girl's virtual grape in the metaverse. Now, we don't know what game this happened in, but there aren't any games that we know of for this headset where the character models themselves can assault each other in this manner, so nothing could have been done beyond words. So it says British police, not very surprising that's where this is happening, are investigating the alleged R of a girl's avatar in a virtual reality game in what is believed to be the first probe of its kind involving the metaverse. Now, it seems like every January games are heavily under attack. I mean, back in January 2022, almost an identical situation happened. A woman in the UK wrote in a blog post that she experienced a real horror play out in a virtual game developed by Meta, formerly known as Facebook, and she said that 3 to 4 male avatars with male voices essentially virtually R'd her avatar. I mean, it's almost the same exact copy and paste story, which is why I just think that it's an attack on video games and that this didn't actually happen, because there's absolutely no information that we're getting here. It says the alleged victim, identified only as a girl under 16, was wearing a virtual reality headset in an immersive game when her avatar, an animated representation of her, was hurt by those several men. So it's almost the same details. And of course, if you experience something in a video game that bothers you, there are several ways that you can protect yourself online. You can block people, you can mute people, you can take the headset off and walk away, because that is the beautiful thing about playing a video game, is it is not real and you can just turn it off at any point if you feel uncomfortable. Now, of course, they are saying that the victim was a girl under 16. If this girl was 16, she should clearly know the tools that are at her disposal when it comes to the online world. But if she's slightly younger, that is the parent's responsibility to teach her before buying her this headset and letting her go online. Hey, listen, there are people online that might hurt your feelings, that might say things that bother you. Walk away from it. All you have to do is shut the game off. You can mute these people, you can block these people. As a parent, it is your responsibility to educate your children so that they have a safer time online. Because yeah, I mean, the internet can be a very bad place for kids, let's be honest, but we're not getting any information besides a girl 16 or under. I mean, again, if she's 16, she clearly should know the ropes of being on the internet. Now, of course, this person did not sustain any physical injuries, but they're trying to say that she may have suffered legitimate trauma. I mean, it is just such a pathetic situation to see that this is what is happening, that every January now we're getting a story that is extremely similar to this. I personally do not believe this. And the reason why I do not believe this is because we are getting these similar stories, you know, over and over and over, but we're not getting any sort of information. It's almost like these are, you know, fake situations that are put in the news to see if people's opinions on video games have changed, if parents' opinions on video games have changed. Hey, listen, I completely understand video games might not be for you, but we see these pathetic attempts over and over, and of course, this situation is getting absolutely roasted online right now. People are commenting on the New York Post's tweet saying things like, I was teabagged in Call of Duty, ask me anything. I know, I've been teabagged in Call of Duty. I've teabagged other people in Call of Duty. I'm willing to do an Ask Me Anything where you can ask about the trauma that I've gone through in life. I mean, boo-hoo, cry me a river. I mean, I used to play video games when I was 13, 14 in Call of Duty lobbies, and I never got my feelings hurt like this. I mean, of course, everybody's different. Don't get me wrong. But again, this is on the parents. Parents should be educating their kids on how to use the tools that are at their disposal, or just not allowing children to play the certain video games that the parents feel could be maybe not appropriate for them. I mean, that's why we have the ESRB, to give ratings so that parents can judge content more fairly for their youngins. It says, though, virtual police. No, not virtual police. You'd think a virtual situation would warrant a report, and that would be that, but they're bringing the real police into the situation. Did they leave any virtual DNA to analyze? I mean, everybody is memeing on this because it's such a meme-worthy situation. I mean, this is absolute clown world. I mean, society has fallen. Just shut the game off. It's as simple as that, and it all comes back to Gamergate and the Sam Mags coming out and complaining that, oh, she was virtually hurt in a video game. Cry me a river and float upstream. We are talking about your avatars. We are talking about a virtual world that with a click of a button, you could shut off, or you could just take the headset off and walk away from the situation. It will be interesting to see, of course, if anything comes from this. Nothing has come from any of the other situation where, you know, the Sam Mags have complained, or this situation back in 2022 where a woman alleged the same exact thing. I don't think anything is going to come from it, but it will be interesting to see if, of course, this sparks a new debate over the safety of video games in the next few days to weeks. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.